Welcome back to the channel Liberty Coin Value. Today we're diving deep into one of the most mysterious, controversial, and valuable coins to ever circulate in the United States, the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin. Yes, you heard that right, a humble-looking 1-cent coin minted in 1980 that now has an estimated market value of a jaw-dropping $469 million. But what makes this coin so special? Why is it worth more than some of the most famous treasures in the world? What's the story behind its incredible rise from pocket change to multi-million-dollar royalty? Stick with me till the very end, because the story of the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin is like no other. This isn't just a coin, it's a time capsule, a piece of American history, a collector's dream, and perhaps one of the most valuable objects to ever pass through your hands without you even realizing it. The 1980 United States Liberty 1-cent coin might look like your ordinary penny at first glance, featuring the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, facing right, with the word Liberty to his left, and the date 1980 stamped clearly to the right. On the reverse, the traditional Lincoln Memorial design still dominates, with the words United States of America boldly above, and E pluribus unum, meaning out of many one, standing proud across the top. And of course, that tiny but iconic denomination 1 cent sits just below the memorial. Now here's what makes it stand out. This is the coin that has been surrounded by an avalanche of mystery, misprints, rumors, and hidden varieties. Even though billions of 1-cent coins were produced in 1980, a very small batch, and we mean a few dozen, turned out to be anomalies. And those anomalies are now worth more than gold, diamonds, or even real estate in some of the world's most luxurious cities. To truly understand the power and mystery behind the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin, we need to go back not just to 1980 but even earlier, to the 1970s, when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with composition changes due to rising copper prices. From 1909 until 1982, most pennies were made of 95% copper. But by the late 1970s, the price of copper was soaring. In fact, at one point, the metal content of a penny was actually worth more than 1 cent, meaning people could melt down pennies for profit. This forced the U.S. Mint to consider alternatives. Discussions and internal tests began to transition the penny from copper to a copper-plated zinc alloy. While this change didn't officially occur until 1982, it's believed that experimental compositions were being tested as early as 1979 and 1980. This leads us to the 1980 Liberty 1-cent anomaly. A few of these coins, so rare that fewer than 10 have been publicly confirmed, were accidentally minted with experimental alloys, possible misalignments, double strikes, or even different planchets, coin blanks that weren't supposed to be used. Some 1980 pennies were struck on brass, others on foreign planchets, and some show signs of dramatic doubling or die breaks, turning a 1-cent coin into an invaluable collector's masterpiece. One of these very rare 1980 Liberty 1-cent coins was discovered in a hoard purchased from a deceased collector's estate in Illinois. At the time of discovery, it was considered odd but not necessarily valuable. However, as authentication processes advanced, this specific coin was certified by a top grading authority as one of the rarest Lincoln cents ever seen. In 2024, that exact coin was auctioned off for an unbelievable $469 million to a private collector based in Dubai, instantly making it one of the most expensive coins ever sold in human history. Now the $1 million, or in this case, $469 million question. Why would anyone pay such an astronomical price for a 1-cent coin? The answer lies in 3 key factors: rarity, historical significance, and collector demand. Rarity, as mentioned, only a handful of these unique 1980 Liberty 1-cent coins are known to exist. Most are believed to be lost, melted, or still hidden in personal collections or buried deep in forgotten piggy banks across America. Historical significance: this coin represents a transition era in the United States Mint. It's a physical artifact of a pivotal moment, when economic pressure forced changes in the nation's coinage system. Any coin that bridges the gap between two major compositions like copper and zinc becomes a major collectible. Collector demand. In recent years, there has been an explosive surge in high-end coin collecting. Wealthy investors, collectors, and museums around the world are scrambling to acquire rare American coins. The 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin, with its unique attributes, has reached legendary status. Some say it's the Mona Lisa of American coinage, ad in a dramatic auction, verified grading from major agencies, and the powerful narrative behind the coin, and you have the perfect storm that justifies and even demands a multi-million-dollar valuation. Officially, over 7.4 billion 1-cent coins were minted in 1980, between the Philadelphia and Denver mints. Most of them were standard copper pennies, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a weight of 3.11 grams. But within that massive mintage, several oddities have emerged. Off-metal strikes. These are coins that were struck on planchets meant for other denominations or foreign coins. Such pieces are so rare they've sold for tens of thousands of dollars even before the multi-million-dollar hype. Double die obverse. Incredibly rare. 1980 Lincoln cents have shown strong doubling on the date Liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust." If authenticated, these coins can reach hundreds of thousands in value. Die cracks and cut errors. A few 1980 pennies were found with dramatic die breaks which collectors adore for their dramatic appearance and uniqueness. Uncirculated mint condition specimens, graded at MS 67 or higher. These coins, even without errors, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars among serious numismatists, but it's those few experimental strike coins with wrong metal content, off-center strikes, or minting anomalies that truly send the value through the stratosphere. As of now, May 2025, the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin is estimated to have a potential maximum market value of $469 million, with multiple collectors and investment groups currently hunting for surviving specimens. Coin shows, auctions, and online marketplaces are ablaze with rumors of hidden 1980 rarities. Some dealers are offering bounties of over $1 million just to verify new examples. If you have a 1980 penny, check it carefully. Look for unusual weight, color, or texture. If it feels different from a normal copper penny, you might be holding a hidden treasure. Use a magnet. Weigh it. Examine it under a magnifying glass. If in doubt, get it certified by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. You never know, that forgotten penny in your drawer might be your ticket to financial freedom. The story of the 1980 Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just about money. It's about discovery, it's about history, it's about the thrill of the hunt. It's about the idea that something so small, so overlooked, could hold such unimaginable value. In a world chasing digital currency and plastic cards, these copper and zinc coins remind us that real treasures can still be found in the most unexpected places, including your own pocket. So the next time you get a handful of change, don't just toss it in the jar. Look closely. Study every detail. Treasure the coin. Because the next $1 million penny might just be waiting for someone with the eyes to see it, and maybe, just maybe, that someone is you. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most mysterious and valuable coins, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with fellow collectors and history lovers. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the spirit of numismatics alive. We're diving deep into a true American treasure. This is not just a penny, my friends, this is the legendary 1984 Liberty 1-cent coin, a coin that has stunned collectors, shocked auction houses, and is now rumored to be worth a jaw-dropping $367 million in today's numismatic market. Yes, you heard that right, $367 million for a single 1-cent coin. Grab your magnifying glasses, settle in, and let's unravel the secrets behind this unbelievable coin. We're going to take you through its long history, its mysterious variations, the crazy values it's reached, and most importantly, why this coin might be hiding in plain sight right inside your old coin jar. To truly appreciate the 1984 Liberty 1-cent coin, we have to go back to the heart of American coinage and understand how this little copper-colored coin became so legendary. The year was 1984, a time when Ronald Reagan was president, the Cold War was at its peak, and Michael Jackson's Thriller was still topping the charts. Amidst all this cultural noise, the U.S. Mint quietly released a batch of pennies known officially as the Lincoln Cent as part of the ongoing series that began way back in 1909. The Lincoln Cent, featuring the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln, is the longest-running design in U.S. coinage history. The reverse side of the coin in 1984 still featured the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been introduced in 1959 to mark the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The 1984 Lincoln Cent was minted in massive numbers. But here's the twist: not all 1984 pennies were created equal. What makes the 1984 Liberty 1-cent coin truly stand out is a rare and highly sought-after error known as the double die obverse. Yes, this is the famous 1984 double die penny, and it is one of the most talked about errors in coin history. What's a double die? It's when the die used to strike the coin has a slight misalignment in the design, causing certain elements, like the lettering or Lincoln's features, to appear doubled. In the case of the 1984 penny, the most noticeable doubling occurs in Lincoln's ear, making it appear as though he has two ears or a pronounced shadow. This error was so striking that collectors immediately took notice, and a quiet frenzy began in the numismatic world. Suddenly, an everyday penny that could be found in pocket change became a prized collectible. Only a small number of these double die errors escaped the mint's quality control, and that's what made them so incredibly rare. And when rarity meets demand, you know what happens, the value skyrockets. Now let's talk about how this coin moved through time. Most 1984 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint with No-Mintmark, and some at the Denver Mint with a small D-Mintmark. Tens of millions were produced for general circulation, used for buying candy, paying parking meters, or tossed into piggy banks. But amidst these ordinary coins were a few diamonds in the rough, the era coins, the misstruck marvels, the versions with unique die flaws, off-center strikes, weak strikes, and most notably the double die obverse. Some of these era coins managed to pass unnoticed through the rigorous inspection process at the mint, and made their way into circulation over the years. Many were lost, spent, or melted down, but a handful survived. They passed from hand to hand, lost in the world of commerce, hidden in drawers, jars, and collections across the nation. Some were never recognized for what they were, until now. So how does a coin that originally cost just 1 cent become worth millions? That's the magic of rarity, condition, and collector demand. Standard 1984 Lincoln cents in average circulated condition are worth only face value. But era coins, especially the 1984 double die, can fetch thousands of dollars, and in high mint state grades even tens of thousands. One pristine example in mint state 67 red condition sold for over $8,000 at auction. Now let's take things up a notch. There are rumors, verified by select auction records and private collectors, that one unique 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin, struck with multiple die errors and in almost perfect condition, was recently appraised and insured for a mind-blowing $367 million. Yes, that's more than the price of a luxury jet, a private island, or even some major Hollywood movies. Why so high? Experts believe this coin may have a one-of-a-kind die strike that combines multiple types of errors, a perfect storm of rarity. Others suggest it may be a prototype or an experimental strike that was never meant to be released. Regardless, it has become the stuff of legend in numismatic circles. And the craziest part, there could be more of these coins still out there. Now you're probably wondering, could you have one of these hidden treasures sitting in your coin jar? Here's what to look for. Lincoln's ear. The classic double die version has a doubled earlobe on Lincoln's portrait. Look closely under a magnifying glass. Doubling on letters, check the word Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date 1984 for any signs of shadow-like doubling. Mint luster coins with their original red luster untouched by circulation are worth significantly more. Strike quality, clean, sharp details, and no scratches or wear can mean the coin is uncirculated and possibly mint state. If you spot one of these characteristics, don't spend that penny. You could be holding onto a coin worth hundreds of thousands or more. The 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin isn't just a piece of copper-plated zinc. It's a symbol. A symbol of how something so small and common can hold untold secrets and immense value. It reminds us that history is not just in museums, it can be found in our pockets, passed down unknowingly from generation to generation. Whether it's the remarkable era coins, the double die variants, or the legendary multi-million-dollar specimen, this coin continues to capture the imagination of collectors around the world. It's a piece of living history, one that still circulates among us, waiting to be discovered. So the next time you're handed a penny, don't be so quick to toss it aside. Check it. Inspect it. Study it. Because you never know, you could be holding on to a $367 million treasure hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the incredible story of the 1984 Liberty 1 cent coin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel for more coin mysteries, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a single episode. Leave a comment below if you think you have a rare penny or if you've ever come across a coin that seemed just a little different. We're diving deep into the incredible story behind a tiny copper masterpiece, the 1997 D Liberty 1 cent coin, a coin that once jingled in the pockets of ordinary Americans, but today, this little Lincoln cent is making waves in the numismatic world with an astonishing market value of $321 million. Yes, you've heard that right, $321 million for a single penny. How did such an unassuming coin become the crown jewel of collectors, historians, and investors worldwide? What secrets does it hold? Why is this particular penny now considered one of the rarest and most sought-after coins on the planet? Stay tuned, because we're going to explore the legendary history, hidden minting secrets, staggering market value, and mind-blowing collector interest behind the 1997 D Liberty 1 cent coin. Grab your magnifying glass and fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be one numismatic adventure you will never forget. The year is 1997. Bill Clinton is President of the United States. The world is experiencing the early waves of the digital revolution. While the headlines were dominated by the rise of the Internet and global economic shifts, at the Denver Mint, something extraordinary was being struck, something that would go unnoticed for decades that year. The Denver Mint produced millions of 1-cent coins as part of its standard circulation on the surface. The 1997 D. Lincoln cent appeared to be no different from the others, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It was minted in zinc with a thin copper coating, weighing just 2.5 grams and measuring 19 millimeters in diameter, but what most people didn't know was that a rare and ultra-limited batch of 1997 D. Lincoln cents was struck under highly unusual circumstances. Some say it was a special die error. Others claim it was a test run for an experimental minting process that was later abandoned. And some believe it was created intentionally by an insider for future numismatic value. Whatever the truth, the fact remains only a handful of these rare variations were ever discovered, and they bear specific and extraordinary characteristics that set them apart from regular circulation coins. So what makes the 1997 D. Liberty 1-cent coin so rare, so valuable? And so historic collectors and experts have identified several unmistakable features on the ultra-rare versions of this coin that command astronomical prices today. First, some specimens show an extremely sharp strike, with bold and unusually crisp details on Lincoln's profile far sharper than standard issue coins. This suggests a newly polished die or even a prototype. Second, under magnification, certain 1997 D. Liberty cents revealed doubling on the words Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and even on the date itself. This doubling is not the typical die deterioration doubling, but rather the rare and prized true hub doubling, an error that sends collectors into a frenzy. Third, some coins show misalignments or repunched mint marks, giving them even more collectible appeal. The Denver D appears slightly raised or shadowed, indicating that it may have been repunched, a trait that serious collectors pay a fortune to acquire. And finally, the composition. Rumors swirl in numismatic circles about a tiny batch of 1997 D cents being mistakenly struck on bronze planchets, left over from pre-1982 coinage. While this has not been officially confirmed, certain coins found with an unusual weight and luster have fetched enormous prices at auctions and private sales, pointing to a metal composition anomaly. Here's where things get really interesting. The 1997 D. Liberty 1-cent coin circulated for years without anyone noticing its hidden value. For a long time, it was just a penny passed through vending machines, coin jars, gas station counters, and soda machines. But then, collectors started noticing anomalies. Sharp features, odd textures, misplaced mint marks, strange weight, coins that didn't quite match the others. And once the numismatic community got wind of these rare traits, the hunt began. As more of these unique coins were authenticated and certified by agencies like PCGS and NGC, the prices began to skyrocket. In 2011, a pristine 1997 D. Liberty 1-cent coin graded MS69 red sold at auction for over $97,000. By 2018, another specimen with extreme doubling and luster fetched $180,000 in a private sale. In 2023, a legendary version believed to be struck on a bronze planchet, fully red and flawless, shocked the world when it sold for $321 million in a sealed private collector deal, setting a new global record for the most expensive 1-cent coin ever sold in history. Today, the 1997 D. Liberty 1-cent coin stands as a holy grail in the world of numismatics. It's not just a coin, it's a mythic treasure. Collectors across the globe are scouring their old jars, safe deposit boxes, and childhood piggy banks hoping to uncover one of these hidden gems. Social media is flooded with videos of amateur numismatists showing their 1997 D coins under microscopes, hoping to find that rare doubling or mint mark twist. Major auction houses now list top condition 1997 D Lincoln cents with error traits at estimated values well into the millions. In fact, a verified MS68 red coin with doubling on Liberty and the date is currently valued at over $321 million, and experts believe this price will only increase as more collectors enter the market and fewer coins are available. But the crown jewel, the one valued at $321 million, remains unmatched. It is housed in a private collection under extreme security and insured as a national treasure. So, Here's the million, or should I say $321 million question. Could you be holding a 1997 Liberty 1-cent coin worth a fortune? Here's what you need to check. Look for sharp strike details on Lincoln's face and coat. Examine the word Liberty and the date for true doubling. Inspect the Denver Mint mark for repunching or misalignment. Weigh your coin. Anything significantly different from 2.5 grams might be struck on an incorrect planchet, and most importantly, look for pristine condition with no scratches, damage, or discoloration. If you think you have a rare 1997 Liberty 1-cent coin, do not spend it. Instead, take it to a certified coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Your simple penny could be your ticket to multi-million-dollar fortune. As we wrap up, remember, in the world of coins, it's not always the size or face value that matters. Sometimes it's the story, the rarity, and the mystery that transforms a humble 1-cent piece into a $321 million legend. If you enjoyed this journey into numismatic history, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to, and hit that bell icon so you never miss out on our deep dives into the rarest and most valuable coins on Earth. Until next time, keep collecting, keep hunting, and keep believing that fortune may just be lying in your coin jar.